So this is the first day of the excavations of the River of Life 2 project. It's been many months, years in the making really. We're here at one of 4 sites. This is Clifton Meadow. We're also going to be doing excavations at Church Farm, in Little Wittenham Wood, and a site called Overy Mead. So at Clifton Meadow here we're going to be putting in 4 backwater channels which will connect directly to the Thames, and we're going to be putting in a series of ponds. Just down towards Days Lock at Church Farm we're going to be putting in large ponds and again a big backwater channel. In Little Wittenham Wood we're going to be creating 3 ponds. Little Wittenham Wood is a SSSI and an SAC, and the main reason for that designation is it supports a good population of great crested newts. By digging these ponds we can create additional breeding habitat for the newts, but also for other amphibians and damsels and dragonflies and lots of other wildlife. And then finally at Overy Mead we're going to be putting in 2 backwater channels that connect to the River Tame, and that's on land owned by the Hurst Water Meadow Trust, a neighbouring charity based in Dorchester. So we're here at Church Farm, which is one of 4 sites that we'll be working on as part of the River of Life 2 project. We're about a month into construction, and Land and Water Services, the principal contractor working on the project, have been working on this feature behind me here, which is one of 7 backwaters that we're going to be putting in as part of the project. These backwaters are really important because they provide valuable habitat, particularly for breeding fish, because they connect to the Thames and they provide an area where the fish can get out of the main flow of the river and into this refuge area and hopefully successfully breed. And we know from the first project, River of Life 1, that these backwater features can be home to fish numbers in the orders of hundreds of thousands really quite quickly. So this feature will green up over time. We'll get some shallow areas with vegetation growing in, but also some deeper areas throughout, which again will remain open and provide an easy in and out for the fish. Progress has been slightly slower than planned, simply because we've had this wet weather which has led to poor ground conditions, which makes it hard to move the spoil. The excavation can actually be done underwater, so the excavation's not the problem. It's getting the spoil from here up to the spoil deposition area. The spoil arising from the wetland creation works that we've done here has been taken out of the floodplain and spread on 2 arable fields owned by the Church Farm Partnership, who are one of the partners working on the River of Life 2 project. After it's been spread, it's been pushed evenly. The bulldozers that will push them out have linked to GPS, so they know the exact topography of the field and they can push that spoil out to a specified height. And we're going to be pushing it out to about 15 centimetres thick, and then it's going to be ploughed to incorporate it into the original soil. It will be power harrowed, and also the entirety of the deposition area will be subsoiled to break up any compaction that we will cause. And then those fields will be returned to arable production later this year. It's now mid-September. Construction took place this summer, and already we're seeing these habitats begin to vegetate up. The marginal habitat is beginning to get established, and we've seen large numbers of damsels and dragonflies, fish already in these backwater channels, which is fantastic to see, and even the odd heron and kingfisher who are taking advantage of that. In the fullness of time, we expect to see otters fishing in these backwater channels as they support really good populations of fish, and those fish will go out into the wider Thames and help really boost the populations on this river. There's still some remaining works to do, so this year we're going to be planting an area of wet woodland this winter, just beyond linking to this backwater channel. And we're also going to be putting in place some fencing that's going to allow us and Church Farm going forward to manage these habitats through grazing. So we'll be able to impact the edges of the backwater channel through grazing and poaching, which will help keep them open and help create areas of bare earth, which is really important for wading birds. But we'll be able to do that in a way where we control the grazing by having these fences in place, and we can move the cattle around to get that grazing pressure just as we want it.